Hey, so I'm NuDivision, real name Dave. That's a terrible start, let's do that again. Hi, my name's Dave, better known as NuDivision possibly. Welcome to the start of my music vacation. So I planned a 20-day vacation to Portugal. The idea was to write music, travel around, get a lovely tan as you can see, and just enjoy life and have some downtime. So the aim was to write as many songs as possible whilst going out, exploring the culture and having a good crack. So my vacation is going to start in Lisbon and it's going to end with some bonus days in Ibiza. This video is going to be really useful if you're planning your own holiday to Portugal, or if you're a music producer like me and want to get tips, or if you just want to watch an idiot travel around. So when it came to actually booking it and planning it, started off as let's go away for a week. So I got my laptop out, the dog to get in the way a little bit, I'm not gonna lie. I knew I wanted to end in Porto and start in Lisbon. I figured there might be some places in between. Near Lisbon is a place called Cascais. It's expensive, so I decided to stay in the little town next door called Estoril, or Estoril, as I now pronounce it. And it just built from there. I found Setúbal, I found Lisbon, I found Coimbra, Aveiro, Porto, Ibiza. It just built out. So that was 17 days, and then Ibiza, so I couldn't get home from Porto for less than £200. But then a flight to Ibiza was 30, so I thought, well, for the price of that and getting back and 2 days in a hotel, I'm going to tag that on at the end. So that was out of necessity, of course. My name is Martin Lewis and I am a money saving expert. Where am I going? What am I doing? This is the plan. The trip begins by departing my beloved Chepstow in Wales before crossing the bridge into England and arriving at my mum's just 20 minutes away in Woodford, where I'd get a lift to Bristol Airport, ready for my flight. The flight to Lisbon is 1,500 kilometres and takes around 2.5 hours with no time differences involved. I'll then take advantage of Lisbon's well-run metro service to take me to my first accommodation at Estoril. I'd spend 4 days here in the Salmonade Hotel, which overlooks Estoril's beach and is next to the popular town of Cascais, which is a holiday destination of the Portuguese royal family. I'd then take a 2-hour train down to the harbour town of Setúbal, staying in the Luna Esperança Hotel for 2 nights. I'd then leave to get the train and ferry over to Portugal's capital, Lisbon, and spend 2 nights in apartment Castelo, partly because of the washing machine on screen. Lisbon is known for its colourful architecture, well-run trams, delicious food and rich history. I spent 2 further nights in the Sana Malhau Hotel, Lisbon's answer to Celtic Manor, and I'd hope to catch some football with Benfica and Sporting Lisbon, both based in the capital whilst I was there. I'll then really start to travel with a 180km train taking me to my next destination of Coimbra. I'll spend 2 days in the Hotel Victoria. Coimbra is nicknamed Mini Lisbon and is located on the river Mondego. From Mini Lisbon to the Portuguese Venice. On my way to Porto, I couldn't resist stopping in Aveiro for a night. Aveiro is famous for its canals, colourfully painted Moliceiros boats, and acts as a nice halfway stop for me, located between Coimbra and Porto, 50 kilometres from each. Once I reach Porto, I'll be staying for 4 nights in a lovely home which puts me bang smack in the centre, called My Home Is Yours. Porto is the second biggest city in Portugal behind Lisbon and is known for its port wine, good food and also overlooks the Douro River. That then concludes my tour of Portugal. However, the trip doesn't end there, as I will then go to Porto Airport, catch a flight to Ibiza, which is 900 kilometres and takes 2 hours. I'll spend my first night of the 2 in the party centre of San Antonio, which requires a taxi to the other side of the island from the airport. I'll be staying in the West End near Ibiza Rocks in Apartmental Solvay, which is a 5-minute walk from the famous Egg, and puts me in a good location to go to a drum and bass event in Eden. My second night will be back by the airport in Playa del Bossa, staying in Club Can Bossa. Many see this as the more chill side of the island, but still has popular venues such as the Estoril. I then take a taxi back to the airport and after desperately wanting to take a flight over to Benidorm to extend the party side of the holiday even further. A quick look in the bank says I've gone too far as it is. So now that's off the table, I will take the flight back into Bristol, which takes 2.5 hours from Ibiza and totals 1,500 kilometres. Once I've arrived in Bristol, hopefully my mum will be there waiting to pick me up to go back to Woodford to pick up my car before driving the final stint of my trip into Wales to arrive in Chepstow. So it's Friday the 9th of August. I'll be waking up in Chepstow and going to Estoril. Leaving Chepstow at 12, arriving at Lisbon for 6, that's the plan. Don't forget my passport, music stuff and Hawaiian shirt. To-dos, get a trim before I go and sync the obligatory airport plane. 9th of August, I wake up, I finish for work and I know I'm going on holiday. So I hopped over the bridge and my mum was really kind and took me there, which was great, to the airport. Where are we? Who's that? There's that Evie. The only issue is I was due to fly at 3. My mum and sister booked the airport lounge for me to have food and drinks. We get halfway to Bristol Airport and I'm already delayed by an hour and a half because the flight before has had a hold up or whatever. So that's put it on a back foot. And that time just went longer and longer and longer. I was in the lounge for 6 hours. I just literally sat in Bristol Airport, beer, gin, beer, red wine, plate of food. I had a great time. I arrived very, very drunk. I finally took off. The flight was absolutely fine. Didn't get many chances to get some good footage because matey next door was filming all the time. This is one rare shot where he'd gone to the toilet, but as you can see here, he was back and it was mainly me filming him filming. And when I got off the plane in Lisbon, I realised that the metro had stopped running, so I had to get a taxi, so it wasn't the end of the world. A bit of a stressful day. I then get to Estoril and the apartment, I mean, I'm in a bad mood as it is. The apartment just... I'm here. It's been a bit of a nightmare, to be honest. It's taken 12 hours to get from Chepstow to here. Get too late to be able to get the train, so I had to get a taxi. And the room is like no tea or coffee. It's very small. Actually just a bed and a telly and a bit of workspace. No water or anything, no fridge. But I'm here. I'll be a lot happier tomorrow. The cupboard fell on me. The glass door, when I opened it, came out and fell on me, and it did that for 4 days. The room was like a shoebox. Couldn't swing a cat in there, let alone all my music stuff. Yeah, not the best day. I'm sure I'm gonna wake up refreshed and in a good mood. So it's Saturday the 10th, it's day 1 of Estoril, or day 2 if we're going to count yesterday. Don't forget the sun cream because I'll be spending all day on the beach today. To-dos, definitely get into my music and explore Estoril. Estoril, Portugal, located just 25 minutes west of the country's capital Lisbon, and has a population of around 26,000 people. Estoril is a popular tourist destination with hotels, beaches and the casino Estoril, making it one of the most livable places in Portugal. Wake up on Saturday the 10th and I'm in a good mood, the sun is out, and I go down to the all-inclusive breakfast. Morning, we are up, ready to go, first day. I take my mum's advice, I take a little backpack with me down there with some clear bags. I eat what I can, I put a bit in for them. They don't mind that, do they? They practically encourage it, I think, a lot of these places. If you're watching, I'm joking. The first thing I wanted to do was to get out. That bar there is where I was meant to be yesterday to watch the football. That's bar pick Piccadilly. Behind the palm tree is the castle, and then the beach is just there behind that train. One of the things that Estoril is known for is its massive casino. Didn't actually go in there of the inside, but the outside's like a little park, water fountains. I went there quite a bit, you know, most days just to chill out en route to the beach. You go under an underpass, and then that moment I stepped out on the beach was lush. This is a bit better. So, come back from the beach and I start writing a song. A nice little liquid tune I'm writing, so I will do a little dive into that at some point. Need a top up. Nice little tune. I know I've only got the beach for a couple of days and I don't have it everywhere, so I go in the morning, I do a bit of the song, and then I go back down to the beach to catch some more sunshine. Whilst I'm down there, I grab myself a little iced coffee to bring back and get my head down and properly get the first track done. Thank you. Back from the beach, got a nice coffee in hand. It was absolutely rammed, it was packed there to be fair. It's a nice beach, but it's really small. Everybody goes to the beach, rightly so. It's like 28 degrees out there. Write some music. I don't know what I'm going to order for food. I need to have a little look. So a bit more music, and then I decided to go back down. I'd ordered some food and I waited back in my favourite place outside the casino. Come out to see if there was anywhere near that looked good, but I might just do a delivery and then I can crack on with what I was working on. Just wanted to sit out for 5 or 10 minutes. This is Estoril Park. It's really nice. It's right by where I'm staying and it looks like this. Beautiful weather. On the way back, I went into Piccadilly bar, so that was the bar that I was supposed to go on when I arrived the first day to catch Sporting Lisbon play. Obviously the flight got delayed, I didn't have time to watch the game. So I called in for a little beer on my first day, my first evening, waiting for food to be delivered. Food menu today was an Indian. Back from the pub, and they got more football on. I think that's a Premier League. Blazan versus Fafa. I have got, what have I got? Let's come have a look what I got. I've got a curry, I've got poppadoms, I think I've got a chicken madras possibly, with rice. That's not it. I then decided to go downstairs to order a coffee, and then for some reason I bought a gin, as you do. The Indian was lush, didn't have plates and stuff, so I had to just eat it from the tub, but that was fine. Yeah, at this point settled and in holiday mode. Cheers. Fucking hell, that's horrible. And he finished the bottle, and I thought that was plenty enough anyway. And then he went in for another, didn't he? Get that in there, smash that round. The coffee was a panic buy. I was asking for a knife before. I thought, that's taking the piss a bit, I'll just get a coffee. And then as I got a coffee, and I'd already started making it, I thought, why the fuck did I order a coffee? So then I ordered a gin. That is a good curry. Where have I got that from? I'll share it now on screen, because that is good. If ever you're in the area, that is amazing. This is the build-up for the Porto game. Tomorrow, I'm actually like going out, I've got stuff booked, but you'll see that. Don't want to ruin the surprise. You have to wait like 30 seconds for the next episode. Porto 1-3 now. You can't actually watch it, they just film the managers on the sideline. It's really weird. Yeah, I'm off to bed. It's 11 o'clock, so I've got a bit of an early start tomorrow. So see you then. So it's Sunday the 11th of August, day 3 in Estoril, and the plan today is to go to Pina Palace at 12 o'clock, Estoril FC versus Santa Clara at 3 PM, to do hike, not hide, to Pina Palace and to cheer Estoril on. Morning, it's 8 o'clock. Plan today, gonna go for a little jog. And then a bit of breakfast, and I've got some day trips planned. Early morning run to Cascais, which I do. There and back is about 5k. I've run the halfway point. Done. Oh, fuck a duck. That was tough. And then have a very quick breakfast because I am off to Sintra, more specifically to go to Pina Palace, which is a very, very common tourist spot for anybody in the area. Just had a dash and go breakfast. Managed to take a couple of cakes and stuff for lunch today, and now I'm very quickly walking to catch a bus in 5 minutes, which should, if I've worked it out right, get me to Sintra, which is where I'm going today, to Pina Palace. There are trains and buses, I think possibly trains, but buses direct from Lisbon. If you are going yourself, it's much easier to get to from Lisbon. I obviously came from Estoril, so I decided I was going to hop on a bus. I'm not 100% on what bus. I spoke to the guy and he seemed to think this one would get me there, so I might try that. The bus driver was a legend. I was talking to him, trying to find out which of the many buses I should be getting on, and it happened to be his. When I pulled out a £10 note, he just said get on, it was €1. So that's fine. So we get there nice and early, and I kind of deliberately get dropped off down the bottom so I can kind of take the walk up, and there's also some nice coffee stops on the way. So let's go check out Pina Palace. Not Pina's Palace, that's somewhere different. I've not been. I don't know what's going on with my glasses, to ignore them. I've got an hour walk from where I am, so I might try and find somewhere for a coffee now. So I didn't do much in the way of tourism, but to flip you around, up there, that is the Moorish castle, if you can see that, there. And then if we come across, I believe that's where I'm heading. It's about an hour up, so we're going to start the climb.
The music of yourself.
The views all the way up are absolutely incredible, but it's a bloody trek. Advice would be get dropped off the top. There are actually buses taking you up the top. I saw them going past, but obviously you catch them from the bottom. The way down is nice, you'll see that in a second. There's many ways up to Pina Palace. There's lots of different routes. So it's not even 11 o'clock and it's 24 degrees already. And I've got another 2k to go. The woman behind me, I don't know if you can see, she's got a goat. There's 2 dogs on the lead. And there's a fucking goat. With the dog. The way that I chose to go up was treacherous. I was in the heat. Getting steep. A lot of people get those tuk-tuks up here, but I'm not going to cheat. I'm nearly here. Jeez Louise. Fuck a duck. It's steep as well. It's not a bad shout, that. When I finally get to the top, the outer grounds are incredible. So I'm here and I'm in. So this is the grounds. I'm a long way down from, as you saw, from the actual palace. So you're going up and you've just got the best views. I know this and I'm not reading it. So Pina Palace, the castle's history, I'm not reading it. The castle's history started in the Middle Ages when a chapel dedicated to Our Lady of Pina was built, again not Penis, I'm saying Pina. Lost where I am now. I mean, I'm lost what I'm thinking now. A chapel dedicated to Our Lady of Pina was built on top of the hill above Sintra. According to tradition, construction occurred after an apparition of the Virgin Mary. Just unbelievable that. I always say that to everyone about the Virgin Mary and the palace. You just get lots of pictures, you get a little bit closer and you think, oh my god, this is the spot, and then you get a little bit further on. Can I finish? I just don't know, don't know. Once I reached the top, yeah, just loads of people there. Obviously everyone taking photos, including myself, and as a solo traveller, I just looked for other solo travellers who might want to photo swap, so I take one of them, they take one of me. Slight change of scenery, so I've been sat narrating, talking back about things, obviously away in Coimbra. There's a section of videos that are lost. This is me less than 1 week after coming back. It is Tuesday the 3rd. I got back on last Wednesday, so I apologise. I've got the white shirt, I've got the tan, and I've got a beer, so similar. But I'll look like this for a bit and then I'll go back to me away talking. So that's what that is. So the views from the top were amazing. I then had to start the decline back down. And I realised that to get to the bus station, the quickest way was to actually go a different way back. It's a bit easier on the way down. Christ. The decline was incredible. I have no idea what it was or why it was like what it was. And I refuse to let this go. And I refuse. Nearly there, nearly at the bus. I've had the most incredible walk down, to be honest, and that sounds silly. There's loads of different ways up. I just came back a different one and I went the wrong way a bit. I think I'm going to make the bus by about 2 minutes. I mean, steps update 15,000, 14k. And it's only 1 o'clock in the afternoon, so flying. So I get to the bus stop. And I am expecting it to be smooth. The bus is coming, I can see it on my phone. There's two sides to the road, as most roads have, and what happened, I went to where these two people were, and that was the wrong side. But I realised this before the bus came, and I said to them, are you trying to go back, down to like south, which is where most people will be going? And they said, yeah, they're in Cascais, which is obviously right next to Estoril where I was. So I said I was that side. So they came over They're from Canada, they're a lovely couple, there'll be a picture on screen now of them. So we get chatting, really nice people. And I say, oh yeah, the bus has come in, so I put my hand up, I see it, and it comes and comes and comes, and it fucks off past, and it's gone. And we just looked at each other and laughed, and we were like, what are we going to do? So I very kindly booked an Uber, and then said to them, you're more than welcome to jump in, it's going to 10 minutes away from you, 20-minute walk. Which they did, so we just chatted in the taxi, and then he was really insistent on giving me some money, and I said I would just take a selfie off you for my vlog. That would be worth more than €5, whatever it was. So absolute legends from Canada. If you're watching, hello. You're probably not. So that was that. So I get back on time, and it is now attentions. I mean, bear in mind my legs are aching. I've walked up and down. I'm probably on like 15k. I got a plod on through. I've got dropped off at the hotel rather than at the football to shower and just freshen up. I've then gone straight back out like 10 minutes later. And the aim is to get some football tickets for Estoril versus Santa Clara. I'm off to try my hand in getting some tickets to watch newly promoted Santa Clara away to Estoril, who finished 13th last season. It's off at 3:30. So this was a bit of a walk as well. This is probably about a quarter of an hour walk. It's not exactly right outside my hotel. So I walk up, I see the stadium, and I see the outside bit where there's people queued up. As I enter, there's this really peculiar line. The line isn't the peculiar bit. The peculiar bit is there's a tiny window really low down. You have to like proper bend down, and there's people in there, and they are doing the tickets for you, and they managed to sort me out. It wasn't that much either, and I got a scarf, so got my ticket. I'm in F. Just need to wait now. It's cute. I was literally having a whale of a time to see some live football. I mean, the previous 2 days there's probably not been much to watch. But this is where I really start doing stuff, and I'm out and doing stuff I enjoy. I get myself to my seat. The lineups are out, so Estoril finished mid-table last season. Santa Clara have come up from the division below. Estoril were probably the favourites. They're at home, it's their first home game of the season. Santa Clara, a bit unknown quantity. Build-up's fun, there's a little mascot going around. It's quite a small stadium. I guess the notable players on offer for this game were Aliquim Mangala. Mangala played for teams like Porto, Manchester City. There's a player on the bench called Helder Costa who played for Leeds. Now, the manager of Estoril is a man that's caused me a bit of pain inadvertently. He's a Scottish guy called Ian Cathro. Now, I've had some dark days as a Tottenham Hotspur fan. He was the assistant to Nuno Espirito Santo, who lasted about 8 games and gave us some of the worst football. We didn't like him, and this was the assistant. So quarter of an hour in, and Santa Clara, the away team, are by far the better team. Absolutely dominating, they look good on the ball, and Estoril are holding on by a thread. When all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Begrui gets the ball, he's the big man, he gets it under control, and he lays it all away. Alejandro Marquez, completely against the run of play, but I've got a goal to celebrate. Had all my fans with me, I jump up, and they're celebrating down my end as well. It's a perfect start, 1-0. Going on, it's getting to the point where you're thinking they're going to hold on, but all of a sudden there's just this run, a straight run from a Santa Clara player. It's Vinicius Lopez. He gets a little shot. This is 44 minutes in, they had 1 more minute to hold on, and he gets the equaliser. 1-1, completely deserved, frustrating for Estoril. I have no idea what I'm ordering. This guy who can speak English orders it for me, and I get myself a little 0% beer. The best player on the day is from the away side, Santa Clara, is a player called Gabriel Silva, left winger from Brazil. Now, he is absolutely tearing them apart. He's a tricky winger. And the game gets to 70 minutes as 1-1, and then Santa Clara get what they deserve. So he goes down in the box, Gabriel Silva, and up steps Alison Safira to take the penalty. Two 1. Four minutes later, it's 3-1. 9 minutes later, it's 4-1. Not the result I wanted or the Estoril fans wanted. A good game. I was really impressed with central midfielder Mikel, number 8. Mangala was okay, and the big man Begrari was good. Gabriel Silva on the other team was the best player though. So I take the little walk back, my phone's about to die. Because I've had the food, I just need a little bit when I get back. There's a little bit of the sauce and the rice from last night, so I just go for that. Back from football, was hungry at the game, so I had some sort of meat sandwich. I've done 21k. So my plan is to finish this, take that beer down to the foyer because they've got Benfica playing. I see they've got the Benfica game on. So I watched that down at reception. I've had a long day. Since coming back from the out, the football and stuff, I carried on with Blinded by the Lights from last night. It's 10 o'clock now. I've spent an hour and a half and something, and it's just delete. I'm not getting anywhere tonight, so potentially go to bed early. Might go down and get a cup of tea or something, and then see what happens tomorrow. We'll see.